What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, evolution weapons. They definitely do exist. And today we'll be talking about the PRAEDOS, the new Evolution Incarnon weapon in the melee slot. Unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and just say it is mastery fodder. But we will show you all the ways that I would consider to build this thing. As if you don't know what an Evolution Incarnon weapon is, don't worry, they're pretty new. They're like a whole new thing where you can choose different customizations on your weapon. It's a really cool idea, just the options you can choose from on this thing are pretty weak. And it also just has really bad base stats. So, before we get into it though, make sure you're subbed to the channel, all that. I appreciate all the recent subs, guys, getting that sub count up. And also, check out the live stream channel as well. Sub count going up there too. We do live stream pretty often, Warframe and all that kind of stuff. So, the PRAEDOS. Now, you gotta remember that this is not an easy weapon to get. These are the new Tonfas. They're mostly slash focused, but these are not easy to get. You need to beat the new war. You need to go to the new syndicate, which is Zariman, and you need to get rank 4. Nearly max rank to get this thing, and it's master rank 14 required, okay? So let's start with that. But as far as the base stats, we've got okay attack speed, 20% crit chance, 20% status chance of the 2x multiplier, not the best, but it's basically all slash. So if you do a non-elemental build, you're getting lots and lots of slash procs on this thing. So I did say it's an Evolution Incarnon weapon. I'm going to show you all the options you can choose from, and we'll talk about Incarnon weapons slightly here as well. So Incarnon weapons this is basically what you get. You get this screen right here, and the way this thing works is if once you get a 5x heavy attack, 5x combo multiplier, you can heavy attack and transform it into a altered state, where in that altered state, it will have 2 extra meters of range. If it does anything else besides that, I have no idea because it is very, very hard to tell if anything else is changing. I will tell you what though, I did test it and it gets no additional damage while in its Incarnon extended form. The only thing I can tell is that it's 2 extra meters of range. So let's go over these options you have available to you on each tier because there's quite a few options to choose from. So the first tier, you can't choose anything, it evolves. It's the first tier. The second tier, you have access to 3 options. The left one being increased slam radius. The middle one being attack speed, probably the best option. And the right one being increased sprint speed and increased slide. That will be used for a special a speed stat stick loadout. The third evolution, we've got not the best choices. We've got, for each enemy hit by the slam attack, you get 4 increased combo. Which is, I guess it's like a slam attack thing they want you to do. Increased slide attack range, which is just an insult with how bad Maiming Strike is nowadays. And the right side is 15 initial combo. You can stack that with Corrupt Charge for decent combo multiplier. The fourth evolution has 3 options. The left one is, instead of 5x combo needed to transform, you need 3x combo, so easier to get your evolved form with 2 extra meters of range. Middle one is Parkour Velocity, good for that speed stat that we were talking about. And then the right one is increased double jump strength by 100%. It's goofy, and the final evolution is going to have 3 options, then they're pretty bad, unfortunately. The left one is on slide attack kill, 50% heavy attack efficiency for 30 seconds, so you have to kill with a slide attack. The middle one is heavy attack wind-up speed. There will be a heavy attack build here. And then the final one is picking up ammo, grants 5 melee combo counter. So you could maybe make some goofy stat stick set up with the picking up ammo gives you combo counter, but it's not really good. So we're going to show you the heavy attack, the light attack, and the speed stat stick. But just before we get into it, let's just start why even bother with this weapon first off. I guess because you have to have it to unlock the other Incarnon weapon's 5th form. But if we look at the weapon, very, very similar to this, the Kronen Prime, which is, by the way, lower master rank than this, every stat that we're comparing here is higher. The Kronen Prime has higher crit chance. The Kronen Prime has higher status chance. It has higher overall base damage, which does influence the damage of the heavy attack as well, which these both have 4 slash procs on heavies. So you can make it work. We're actually going to quickly show you the heavy attack options. I'm going to show all the parts I would pick for that one as well. So for the heavy attack option, what I'm going to recommend to you is you're going to just try to make it where the initial combo is as high as possible. So we have the normal 5x, increased sprint speed and increased slide, decent for melee. There's not really many options that are that great. You could probably go to attack speed. Evolution 3, initial combo. Evolution 4, reaching 3x heavy gives you transformation state instead of 5x. And then the 5th, final evolution, heavy attack wind-up speed. Heavy attack wind-up speed does get capped at some point, but it does not get capped with this build right here. 0.2, I believe, is the fastest you can go. This is 0.3. So the way this works is you just put on Corrupt Charge and you instantly can transform into the extended 2 meters evolution state. if you run Corrupt Charge and the initial combo evolution. So that's something you could run if you don't have a good heavy attack weapon, but you somehow got all the way to the Zariman ship and got rank 4. This situation doesn't seem like it exists, but these do look pretty cool. So there is that, and I'm expecting them to get Riven buffs in the future as they are. We just showed it's straight weaker than the Kronen Prime. Like, why wouldn't you give a Riven buff to it? Because, like I said, the Kronen Prime, yeah, so we're sacrificing 2 meters of range for, like half the status chance, less base damage, and things like that. It doesn't seem worth it to me. At all. 2 extra meters is all I can tell. If you guys have tested the evolution state of this more than I have and found like, hey, it gives you 2% extra crit, you didn't test that, dummy. Like, sure. But those buffs are near impossible to decipher from my testing. I tested for like a good 30, 40 minutes at least. All right, so that is the heavy attack build. Pretty decent enough for what it is. If you want to look at these awesome looking tonfas, you could run that. It's probably the most effective build. We're going to also have a light attack build that I'll show you as well. So here's the light attack build. I'm in the simulacrum right now. This is live. So the evolutions I choose for the light attack build, increase attack speed, good for light attacks. Initial combo is going to make it so, because the options you have on evolution 3 are all really bad in my opinion. It's like slam combo and like slide attack range, bad. So 15 initial combo is just okay. 3x evolution state. The other options on here aren't really great either, so that's what you get. And then picking up ammo gives melee combo chance. You can technically not run Zariman if you want to, and this will like keep your combo going if you pick up ammo for killing stuff. So for this, we're going to show Steel Path. I'm going to show you with Ash on the Steel Path because this weapon needs the help, to be honest. So remember, Ash has increased damage from slash procs, and this is a slash proc focused weapon. We're also running Helminth Roar, so this is not normal. This is like with lots of buffing. And the funny thing is that Ash could do this on the Steel Path with any melee weapon. So yeah, but the light attack build, it's just a worse Kronen Prime. But if you think it looks cool, even though I'm in Viz right now, you could rock it. So also something with the evolution state. Once you do that 5x or 3x heavy, depending which perks you pick, that only lasts for 90 seconds. So every 90 seconds you need to do a heavy attack, which if you don't have a heavy attack efficiency will drain your entire combo. But it's not too hard to build combo, to be honest. But here's one of the downsides. Okay, we're getting 2 extra meters of range. What do we do with that 2 meters of range? You're going to hit more enemies. Well, unfortunately, there is a stat called follow-through on melees in this game where every enemy you hit after the first one will take reduced damage, depending what the follow-through stat of the weapon is. So, for example, on the Tonfas, they've got 60% follow-through stat. And what that means is that the first guy is going to take full damage, the second guy is going to take 60% of that, guy after that is going to take 60% of that. So by the third or fourth enemy you hit, you're dealing like 20 damage. So increased range only matters in certain situations. Like for this, look at all these guys. Some of those guys are probably taking tiny crits, and the main guy's taking a big crit slash proc. So it's a thing with almost every melee weapon. I'd say if you want this thing to be better DE, maybe make some better options for the evolutions, and in its evolved state, give it like infinite, or not infinite, but give it 1 follow through. So every enemy hit by that extended range is going to take full damage. That would make the range make more sense. Tonfas don't have the best follow-through, but it's pretty average follow-through. That would help this compete with the Kronen Prime, because it can't compete with the Kronen Prime right now, unless for some reason you really value the 2 extra meters of range that we just said, is not really as useful as it would seem. That is a light attack build. I can show the build, actually. We didn't show the build, we just showed the gameplay. So as far as mods, just pretty standard stuff for a slash light attack build. Condition overload, blood rush, weeping wounds, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is at this point. Prime Fury, because Berserker doesn't feel as good anymore. And this is a flex slot right here. Glad or Might, I like it for more crit chance. You could go with whatever. Quickening for more attack speed to build a combo up faster. Spring-loaded blade for increased range. Whatever. That's your choice right there, what you want to run. And if you don't have a Prime Bane mod, normal Bane mod's pretty good too. So yeah, let's go over the final build, the speed stat stick. So the way this works is basically you're just going for the perks on here that give you increased speed, and unfortunately there's not really many mods that can make you move faster as far as like making this thing a stat stick. So I just went like a viral Shattering Impact build, because you're not going to even be using this, but you will be using Dispatch Override on heavy attack hit, 60% increased movement speed for 15 seconds. Because it has the built-in sprint speed of one of the options, this is something you could do. I was using it on Gauss. It does make you faster. And you can also run Amalgam Serration on your primary for even more sprint speed. So for this one, we got attack speed, initial combo, because there's not really any good options there. 3x combo, heavy attack, reach, Incarnon form. Okay, this is the wrong one, actually. I apologize. That was the wrong clip. Okay. Well, we're going to do this on the fly then. Let's just go over all the Evo options. If you're trying to do the speed stat stick one, as far as evolutions you should choose, you can go with, I believe, sprint speed and slide speed are one of the first options on the right. That's going to be, what's that one called, actually? Drifting Grace. Increase sprint speed, increase slide. Go with that one for the speed stat stick. For the second form, I believe there's a parkour. The third one's got parkour velocity. You have lots of flexibility here because as far as just making this thing a speed stat stick, there's only like 2 options that actually help you. The other stuff is kind of just like meant for weird gimmicky stuff. I guess you could go for initial combo because you might be heavy attacking and having initial combo for heavy attacks is pretty decent. So that option 3, whatever you want for the speed stat stick. But for option 4, definitely go with the middle one, increase parkour velocity. That will help you just jump faster because you're not going to be using this thing for damage. You technically could with this setup, but it's not meant for that. And then the final evolution, just go with heavy attack wind-up speed because that will let you get off your heavy attack faster to get that dispatch override for increased movement speed. So, yeah, not a very good weapon if you ask me. Not a very good weapon at all just because we have good stuff in this game already, like the Kronen Prime as shown. It needs basically Riven buffs, and I personally feel like those evolution options are very weak for how hard and how high master rank this weapon is. If it's higher master rank than the Kronen Prime, these buffs are not going to push it above the Kronen Prime. Like you might say, like, oh, 2 meters is a lot more important than you're making it sound like. Well, it's also losing out on a bunch of damage. We compare this to some of the high MR weapons in the game as far as slash proc weapons, which is that's what it's competing with because it's a slash proc melee weapon, which used to be the meta for a reason. Just compare it. Like let's just start clicking on them. Like Venka Prime, much lower crit stats, much lower crit multiplier, lower status chance. Higher base damage by 12, but is that going to make up for 12% crit chance and a 0.6 multiplier difference? No, it's not. First one I clicked on. Let's look for another slash weapon here. How about a non-primed dual Keres? Got lower crit chance and lower crit multiplier. Got better base damage, but this is a non-primed weapon. And I mean, the list goes on. Let's go with the Pangolin Prime, a complete joke of a comparison. Not only do we have higher crit chance, crit multiplier, and status chance, we've got higher slash weighting and higher base damage overall. Now we do have lower attack speed, but yeah, I mean I'm just whatever one I see, I'm clicking on. It's better. It's got better stats than this for the most part. Kind of. It's got a lot lower, 5% lower status chance. So you see what I'm saying here, guys? It's not really a 2022 weapon. I feel like DE shouldn't be releasing weapons that are on this tier in the current year, especially when it's it's actually the highest level weapon to get from the Zariman Syndicate available. Like the gun, the 2 guns are lower ranked. The pistol, probably the best one, is the lowest rank one available. The highest rank one's the worst, the Tonfas. So yeah. That's unfortunate. Like I said, the Kronen Prime just dominates it. Kars Prime dominates it. Over 100 more base damage, but the Kars Prime is, high base damage weapon. So overall, would I recommend this weapon to you? I would not. I would recommend to DE to buff this weapon. What situation would you want this in? Maybe you could go for that ammo pickup, gives you combo multiplier. You could maybe make that a lazy stat stick for when you're not actually whipping with Korra potentially. But yeah, this thing needs a little bit of help. I don't know if I'm missing something with the evolved form. It's so copium that I'm saying this, but it's like the other evolved forms for the guns, it completely changes the weapon entirely. This one just makes it look visually different and gives it 2 extra meters of range from my testing. We tested the damage numbers, exact same damage numbers with no mods. So maybe there's something. Like if you attack a Void Angel with it, the Void Angel gives you a plat discount code. What is there to this? If you find it out, let me know and I will pin your comment or something like that. All right, guys, don't waste your time on this unless you want to evolve your pistol and your primary. It's not worth it by itself at all. The level 5 evolutions are a joke. The stats are not the best. Like I said, it's viable for the steel path, but every slash proc melee is viable for the steel path with this loadout I'm showing you right here. Roar Ash, with Smoke Shadow too, increased crit chance. So yeah, not looking good. we'll have some more videos coming out the next couple days. Videos every day on this channel. Actually, there will probably be 2 videos today because I want to do the Nightwave videos still. Hey, go watch that Nightwave video if it's up and you haven't watched it, all right? All right, guys, take it easy. This thing sucks. Bye.